Oh, I'm not in the day trading category. I'm in crypto still. There we go. All right, what are we doing here? Uber Lyft. Mm-hmm. Oof. I'm your tits there, Tesla. Damn you. RKDA. Damn, that thing is whippy. Take that off. Here's to the Tesla juice. Frickin' A. DBGI with a TikTok live headline. Let's see if it can move it. DBGA partners with Vayner Commerce to launch AVO and TikTok Shop and TikTok Live. This is a bullshit headline, but maybe it'll move. It's been beat up enough. All right. Didn't do anything. RKDA trying. It's holding up. Can you actually freaking hold the move this time? Yes, sir, you can. Oh my gosh, that exit. What's happening? Riley, thank you for the... Bear Cave. The Arcadiation. 35 went to 52. Shit. My exits, man. Damn. Seems to be holding 9. Odin, it's been a good go. Shit. Holy shit. Ten percent from all-time highs. Is it really? What's the halt level on this? Anybody know? RKDA? $95. Thank you. Should have gone. Yep. Oh, Eshe's in it? Yeah, dump it now. We got him, boys. So, kind of a flat top here. Thank you, Cheese. Do it. Nope. We can't go now. I would assume bulls might get a little tired. Yep, there's the 1 minute cock. Now that doesn't do anything, which I'm going to exit off of, but 10:29. 10:35. Now we have a cock. 11:64. Yeah, it's out of reach right now. $10:05. No, should have gone. Pretty heavy up here. Still, though, you have a pullback going on and with declining volume, so we haven't had that like volume spike for the net. Oh, okay, might get it now. Flushing out some peeps. We'll see. See if this 90 may can hold. Oh goodness, the freaking clips. Oh my gosh. RBLX. My account can, yes. I don't know if I can. What? What is going on here? Why is there 2 caches? Oh, what? What is going on? I mean, E-Trade, you want to give me 10K extra cash? I'm down. Let's talk. What's going on? I gotta restart. I don't want to see 10K. I'm gonna call him. Be like, what's up? If it's still there after I refresh, I'm gonna call him. Rake back. She just said we actually can't. Not that I find, not that I could see Jimmy John. 5K. 5K. Yeah. I got this little booger to deal with, but coming up in under an hour, we're going to do a little interview with Fabio from MentorQ. They've got some new products they want to pitch our way. Check them out. If you don't remember what MentorQ is, you see me use it quite often. I use it very basically compared to the breadth of what's out there for it. But all these liquidity levels that get drawn up, these are the MentorQ levels. But, oh, there's one named Max up there. Okay, let's just sell this then. I wish I would have looked at that earlier, but I didn't. Can I automate trades? No, but if you're smart enough, I'm sure you can write it into a program. Uber getting dumped on. I wonder if this is going to be the short of 2024. Clip it. With automated driving it. Unless they have Uber automation. That's the next thing, right? Yeah. Good banana. I want to see that shit. They are working on it for sure. That's the end game of Uber. But unless they do it sooner, like you got to get first to market on all this stuff. Can't let Google and Tesla. They got to make a deal with one of them to implement their system into their cars that they own, which they don't own any cars yet. So does Uber end up having their own fleet or letting people own a Tesla automated car or whatever, a Waymo car, and using Uber with it? I don't know how they're adjusting, but they have to. It's definitely the smart end game for them, right? You don't have to pay drivers anymore. Pay less anyway. Yeah, Waymo didn't Miami today. Yep.
yuck. All right, that works. Wait, what? Ah, jeez. Kitty train. All right, good banana. Let me see this.
Okay.
I gotta mute it because Discord comes to a different channel. Same channel as my mic.
obviously.
How does it see the pedestrians?
And then
Jeez. How the hell know it was going to turn green? Dude, that is wild. I see that. That's a lot of sensors on that sucker. Alvini, how you doing? Nice time to sell. I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor, but 100K just feels like a stepping stone. We consolidated under 100K for so long. And now we've really been over it for 12 hours pretty easily. For me personally, I sold at 102.5 for a trade, but I am certainly looking to add back. About 1,000 better than any ever. No smoke smell. I think we are, Jane. I think Shred. I think we're getting to the point where Bitcoin is out of reach for retail, so they don't need to rug it anymore. Like that's my gut feeling. My whole thought process this whole time now has been once ETFs and all that was approved, that the big boys can buy Bitcoin, send it to the moon, and the only way that we can play it is their ETFs, which they're going to make fees off of. And is Bitcoin really decentralized anymore? No one's talking about that. But I feel like we are reaching a psychological level of pure FOMO. But honestly, I don't even know who is buying right now. The big boys. This is the big boy stuff. This is the moment in time that Crypto Bro has been waiting for, to where the big boys buy. So last year we didn't have ETFs in Bitcoin. They were approved mid-year. So everybody that had their fiscal year, this is their first time that they're going to be buying. You know, the end of the, you know, starting in the October buying spree that goes on. So now everybody, you know, crypto's gone to 100, or Bitcoin's gone to 100K. Now everybody's like, well, I want to get a piece. So now you have big players being able to play it for the first time, whereas maybe they weren't allowed to buy, you know, spot crypto, but they certainly can buy the ETF. So, and then on top of that, you have, and this is a big one, is now you have countries talking about reserve currency. And every single time in the history, or reserve asset, every time in the history of Bitcoin where there's been smoke, there has been fire. When Bitcoin wanted to do something, it's done it, so to speak. JP called it yesterday. He can't buy, many others can't. That will change. Exactly my point. Who can buy right now? Only the big players, only some exchanges, right? It's kind of dicked up. And you have to buy 100K sometimes. I think it's selling Bitcoin, buying MSTR. Dude, if you have a dollar cost average of Bitcoin at 23,000, like you are sweating nothing. Jeez. All right, Black Friday TradingView deal is now over. Taking that off the list. Hope you guys grabbed it. That was 70% off. We still have Trade Exchange, Benzinga. Those are still live. Take advantage of them. All right, let me get TradingView off. Commands. All snow, 30 congrats. I should do a day. I don't have my phone. All right, cheese. Enjoy the snow. Any clue of when you're coming back to the real world? By the way, I need you all to go and like and share this right now. Thank you. Go 1 billion. In my lifetime, I think you see Bitcoin get close to parity with gold. How crazy is that? Did I just say that out loud? I did. Bitcoin's at $2 trillion market cap. Gold's at 18 trillion. We got a ways to go, boys. Pipson, don't act like you don't like it. It's a speculative asset. For now, we're moving more and more to a digital world. So it would make some sense that it could become a store of value. Right now, it's speculative in our world. But if everything is going more and more digital every day, I mean, many of you 20 years from now are going to have AI girlfriends and you will never touch another woman ever again in your life. So don't tell me that Bitcoin as a reserve asset, as a store of value, is out of the question when you're freaking dating Jessica, your AI girlfriend. Okay. Full control of a woman. See, you're calling her a woman already. It's a freaking computer program. Just a rabbit. Oh, jeez. I might have subconsciously said that. What do you got here, cheese? Freaking A. Okay. This is what cheese posted here. Bitcoin is only 0.2% of global financial asset pool. Art is 24 trillion. Jeez. Well, it makes sense. Isn't all art a write-off? Like it can be deducted from your taxes? What a freaking... Well, the same argument could be made with gold, though, Good Banana. You can't really... I mean, you can use gold for purchasing power, buying things, but it's really kind of hard. You kind of need to change it to dollars to do that. That's why I think it's a store of value, right, rather than a currency. I don't think Bitcoin as a currency is the game. I think they want the store of value. Why are they taking a $500 billion loan right now to buy Bitcoin? They have been. Didn't they just do 100 or 1 billion? What is it? First off, no one's going to give them a $500 billion loan. That's why they won't. I guarantee you Michael Saylor would, man. I guarantee you Michael Saylor would take a $500 billion loan and buy Bitcoin with it. Gold is used in every electronic on the planet. Yeah, but that's not why it has its value. It had value before computers were made. How is Oris? Looks kind of crazy. Yeah. I don't really like that it closed at 12 and then opened at freaking 750. But What happens to gold when one of those robot teams starts mining a solid gold asteroid? RF, yes, but it will happen. Bitcoin does not have this problem. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That's way out there, though, right? But you can, I mean, both Bitcoin and gold have kind of a similar issue, right? Right now, gold is a finite resource on our planet. Have you ever seen the video describing how much gold is on our planet? Let me see if I can find it. It's actually pretty cool. Because you think, oh, we got like visual. Let's see if I can find this. Trying to see a short on it. Everybody has a freaking 10-minute long video. Anyway, it's something like 3 or 4 Olympic-sized pools is all the gold in the earth, which is not a lot, right? However, there's a crap ton out in space that is just unobtainable. That's its future problem, right? Space, and however freaking many years that takes, centuries maybe, who knows? Bitcoin's issue is quantum computing. Once those keys are cracked, then crypto in general toast. All gold ever mined. Yes. 3 or 4 Olympic-sized pools. It's been working for years to separate it from seawater. Really? I didn't even know there was just like gold flakes floating around. Pull up a gold planet vid. Give me a link, Haynes. I'm trying to find one. Just ask to be paid in Bitcoin. Wasn't there a football player that did that? He was mocked pretty hard. And then he sent out a tweet a couple days ago. Who's laughing now? OBJ? There's a few of them now? Oh. All right, let's watch this one. This one might give it to us. How did this screen get dicked up?
Entergy, ticker ETR. Energy, Louisiana, to power Meta's data center in Richland Parish, creating thousands of jobs, advancing infrastructure with 2,260 megawatts power units. That's ticker ETR.
Okay.
Hey Hey
That was out
everybody, I'm
yesterday.
Ben.
Company
I'm
issuing
Lauren.
a
This
press
is Brain
release now.
Stuff, and our question for the day is: if you took all the gold in the world and put it in one place, how much would there be?
You know, it's amazing, but the total amount of gold in the world is a surprisingly small, like tiny quantity.
Well, okay, so how do we calculate the total amount?
Okay, yeah, great question. If you look it up, you'll find that the annual worldwide production of gold is something like 50 million troy ounces per year.
And so gold has a specific gravity of 19.3. That means that it's 19.3 times heavier than water. So gold weighs 19.3 kilograms per liter.
Oh, and a liter is a cube that measures 10 centimeters, about 4 inches on a side, right?
Correct.
Oh, good. Okay.
So there are 32.15 troy ounces in a kilogram.
Oh, okay, so therefore the world produces a cube of gold that's about 4.3 meters or about 14 feet on each side every year.
Right, which means that all of the gold produced worldwide in 1 year could just about fit in the average person's living room.
Well, yeah, this cube does weigh 1.5 million kilograms or about 3 million pounds, so they probably have to, reinforce the floor or something.
Oh, jeez, come on.
I digress, Lauren. I'm
Freaking
sorry.
cringe.
Figuring out the total amount of gold that's been produced by human beings in all of eternity is a little bit harder, though, right?
Yeah, to get at some kind of estimate, let's figure that the world has been producing that 50 troy ounces of gold per year for about 200 years.
Okay, so 50 million for 200. That number's.
That might be a little bit high, but
God,
once you
come on.
figure the fact that the Aztecs and the Egyptians were producing smaller amounts of gold for a really long time, like 3,000 years, it's probably not that far off.
That's a good point. So, okay, so 50 million ounces times 200 years equals.
10 billion ounces?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you did that part. Okay, 10 billion ounces of gold then would fit into a cube roughly like 25 meters
Or 82 feet.
82 feet on a side.
But the Washington Monument measures what, like 55 by 55 feet and is 550 feet tall. So that means that if you could somehow gather every scrap of gold humankind has ever produced together in one place, you could only build about a third of the Washington Monument.
So that's why it's not made out of gold.
I guess.
Holy shit, that's
So much for
cringe!
watching. We hope that we have answered this question about gold. All right, so that's it. That's how much gold is estimated.
I
to
will never
be
watch
in the
another one
world.
of your
If you
videos.
like
Brain stuff. Holy crap. Oh. Yeah, sorry, like Atari, I did that this morning.
It's no nuclear news. Circulations of a pre-market note. China is set to approve as many as 100 nuclear reactors over the next 10 years.
100 nuclear reactors in the next 10 years? Damn. Huge diesel plant. I'm reading your link right now. I can't.
Ticker Uber UBER shares continue to see heavy activity, new lows.
I can't
Uniform
read the
Bravo
whole
Echo
thing,
Romeo.
but I get the gist of it from the first paragraph, I guess, in the headline. Oh wait, the link work? Nope, it doesn't. Very interesting. What happens when Bitcoin and when altcoins are mined? No idea. We won't, none of us will be alive when that happens. If it happens. Like I said, quantum computing could absolutely wreck crypto in its current form. Yeah, 2140 is when the last Bitcoin is mined. And the last coin takes 40 years to mine. Which is crazy. Quantum proof encrypted coin. Is there such a thing? Like, is that a thing that's even possible? There we go. That was a native ceremony, and one of the elders was very sincere about getting quantum personal life. Roger Chase. Dude, what a wild month. Wild 2 months. I mean, look at the freaking... Look at this crap. Like, In August, I was up 153% on the year. I'm currently, as of yesterday, up 512%. That's just stupid, man. What did I make in November? 20-something thousand? Freaking E-Trade. Oh my gosh, you spam it too fast, it freaks out. 28,000. What are we at in December? Freaking 5 days. Okay. Fox. Pretty tight. I don't know. $168%. Nice. Apparently, when all Bitcoin is mined, then people will still validate transactions, but there's no reward, so the mining will be supported solely by transactional fees. Who the hell knows, man? You're talking 120 years from now. I imagine quantum breaks crypto before then. In its current form. Ozone Chain Coin. Never heard of that one. I don't know how my nose isn't just straight raw. This entire trash bag over here is filled up with just snot. It says it's the first resistance coin. Ozone coin. Do you know the ticker symbol?
No ticker CDIO, sure seeing a spike in activity, new highs. Charlie Delta India Oscar.
Don't ask me how it breaks it. The people say it will, because it will be able to break the encryption. If you're asking me to give my complete understanding of how quantum computing is going to break crypto, well, you're looking at the wrong channel. It just makes sense that it would. I do gargle salt water. This is just like, it's not a sore throat thing. It's just right there. Stuffy nose. It's green, but it's not, or like yellow green. I'm going to gross you out. Yellow green, but not like infected green. Neti pot. I can't do that shit. Roll up a paper towel, soak it in salt water, and snort it up your nose. I bet that does work. Smelling salts? That's just ammonia, right? I hit those occasionally before a hockey game. Ivermectin. It's not a virus. Current encryption methods are based on a mathematical problem, prime number factorization, which is hard for classical computers to do, but easy for quantum computers using shorthand. Okay, there you go. My hero. My hero's my hero. Let it sit for 12 hours and drink it. That just sounds like you're trying to make me smell like onions. Loony. Is there such thing? It's too much. That will clear up your head and give you stream clear you deserve. Sounds like a Friday night. You gargle on DN. DXYZ has a 5-minute. My voice is already going. Jeez. Bunch of 5-minute insight candles here. Got a lot of new peeps. Appreciate you guys. Before I got disconnected, we had over 40 on YouTube today. Currently sitting around 330 on Twitch. We do appreciate all the new viewers. And 1 on Kick. Poor win from 100 down to 100 feet in the last 2 months. I know how I feel it. Can't win even though I constantly watch every stock. Just sort. Cores, send me some charts, brother. Listen, there is a section in our Discord that I recommend everybody. And listen, Cores, 80 to 90% of the people can't do this. So you're not alone. Let's be clear on that. But there's a section in our Discord that I wish more people would use. It's called Trade Review. And what I want people to do more of is to post, you know, a chart with your entry and exit on it, explain what it was, and ping whoever you want to check it out so we can review it and give our take and say, hey, maybe you're missing
It's in the
something.
OpenAI news.
It's
No social
tough.
media speculation of a ChatGPT 4.5,
ChatGPT
a possible
4.5.
upcoming launch.
Isn't it 4.0 right now? So anyway, whoa, NVIDIA, what are you doing? So yeah, post it in there. Say, I'm struggling. Our Discord is very professional, except the general chat, or this is me. That is not professional subparts. We even have a freaking cry corner. Right? This is an off topic. But anything stock related and education, I mean, we keep it professional here. There's people that want to help. The question section is really good. This is new. Homicidal did this for us. It's like it's like Reddit, basically. You post a question, people answer it. It's great. You want to maybe have a question that's already been asked before, you could search and it'll pull up whatever. It's great. It's great. Use these tools, people. If you don't want to post it because you're embarrassed, send it to me. I'll check out your trade. Fox trying. Maybe over 80. Okay. Can you break 92? Look at that. Look at Citadel just front ran me. You little bastards. Jeez. Chat seems active. Consider clipping this over for stock chat. Huh? Is that what Twitch is telling you all to do? Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for the freaking bid to come back up. There it is. Huh. That's new. Shut up, good banana. We got an IPO that just opened. ZSPC IPO'd at $5. Opened at 5.8. What the hell? IPO price is $5. Opened at 5.80 and halted immediately. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Jug, it's been a really good week, dude. GNS, yeah. This is like the mini MSTR. They were like the first company to start the, we're going to put Bitcoin on our balance sheet. Trend, besides MSTR. They're the first ones to follow up. You know, last time it was companies turning into Bitcoin miners. This time around, it's companies putting Bitcoin on a balance sheet. That's the meta. Both are going to end. Both will end poorly. One already did. All right, let's see. RBLX might reverse around here. We'll see. CHBS. CGBS. CGBS. Getting the juice. Iris has a voting days to add Bitcoin. Yep. And I guarantee you, if one of the big boy does it, you can count on all of them doing it. And then we juice some more. And we juice some more, baby. How much cash does Microsoft have? Like billions? What's a billion to them to throw at Bitcoin? See if it sticks, right? How much cash does MSTF have? 78 billion as of September 30th, 2024. $78 billion. Like, what are you going to do with it? You're not going to probably be allowed to buy anybody that you want. Let's throw some Bitcoin. Let's go buy some Bitcoin. Jimmy. Oh, that might be a good play, right? Would have been a better play if they did it 5 months ago. Maybe they'll use Apple Pay to buy it. This Uber's getting trashed, dude. RBLX. The first G's. So G's posted to me the Mag 7 as of Q1 2024 have 424 billion in cash. Just sitting there waiting for a place to put it. I thought it was going to cock. Yeah, price compression going on here. I can't connect these yet. Oh, okay. Here it is. Get over 14. There it is. Did we break 17? Did. See who gets a second go at that 18 level. CSPC. Is it open again? Jeez. Classify. EBAI. NIXX rockin' JYD. Isn't that a dead China stock? Yeah. Thanks, Freak. It's been a good month so far. It's been a good, really good 2 months. QUBT starting to pop up.
The ticker Pfizer, a scoop from Axios. RFK Jr. is spotted dining with Pfizer and Lilly execs. Shows that Pfizer spiking on that.
Pfizer and Lilly execs. RFK Jr. spotted having lunch or something. It's coming from Beta Chuck. Oh, I didn't make a dime on it. See if this can move off a high. mRNA. Holy jeez. There we go, boys. There we go, boys.
I think Pfizer continued heavy activity for Pfizer at the highs.
Benzinga. I think I'm lagging too. Yeah, I'm lagging. Look at that. Look at my charts. They're freaking toasty right now. This is, it says PFE, but this is obviously mRNA. I've had this cold. I'm not sick. I've just had this cold thing forever. Sheep. I sold that like a week ago. I hold things for a day or two or whatever. I already sold the Bitcoin that I bought yesterday. Got a stack. I'm up 25% on this crypto cycle. I'm doing all right. Shut up, good man. I haven't had the energy. Shut up, ONG. All right. Here we are. Back again, Fabio. Doing great. I love the background. That's pretty sweet looking. We've been using your MentorQ levels a lot. Mostly, well, I'm still using a very basic use of it, where I use the max and min day move, the minimum day move, maximum day move, and I find that very helpful. I used it today on Tesla. I took a position on Tesla, not realizing we were at the 1 day max, and it hit it to the penny and retraced from there. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear what you got in store for us today.
I know you're very busy with all the live trading every day, but yeah, I think I don't know if you guys have followed what we've done last week. We now did a lot of really nice releases that we have. The first thing is that we still have obviously our Discord server, but we brought all the data into a web application. So maybe like it's worth for me showing you that, because I know obviously
Absolutely.
Discord is not ideal for obviously getting data, and obviously if you have a lot of different stocks. So if you now access our account dashboard, we now have all our data all in one place. So obviously maybe you use some of this data, maybe you use the levels on TradingView, but everything is right here. You can kind of customize all of that. You have your levels for every ticker, and then simply by changing the ticker right there, is everything is in one place. So if you look at Tesla, where's Tesla right here? I can put it up right there, type in the ticker. You can also create a watch list very easily by saving the ticker right there. So now I have Tesla right here, so I can always have it.
Oh,
I can
that's
have
pretty
futures,
cool.
you can have indices, and then obviously you have your TradingView level right there. You can go into the chart. We have our different models and stuff like that. And then we also have our option screener. So if you are looking for ideas in the morning, I don't know if you've used that, but let's say that you like some of the levels, you can always get like some really fresh ideas for the day by looking at the option screeners right there.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was in a web-based form now. Yeah, we've got a lot of new people that have never heard of MentorQ before. So if you want to, summarize kind of what you are, looking at this is going to be like looking at Greek for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me give you a background. So I've been in finance since 2007. I joined Bloomberg, which is obviously a leading provider of data, in September 2007, and 2 months later, we had our first, obviously, of our lifetime, first credit crisis. That obviously was a big shock. So that was welcome to finance for me. And basically, I worked at Bloomberg for about 11 years. And I basically worked in London, in the US, and I worked very closely with a lot of like big institutions and big hedge funds. And after I left Bloomberg in 2018, I went to work for an alternative data company. And everybody's like, what is alternative data, right? So alternative data means take away the traditional data, like fundamental data, technical data, news, and all of that stuff. All the data that is not really classified in that range becomes alternative data. And you have financial companies right now that are trading off alternative data. And alternative data could be anything from scraping Reddit feeds or scraping Twitter feeds, or like looking at geolocation data, looking at satellite information, looking at all of that crazy stuff that is very futuristic, but actually companies are now making money and basing their decision based on that. I'll give you an example. Traffic information. So let's say that you're monitoring how many cars are going to Macy's in Dallas on any given day for the past 5 years, and you suddenly see a drop in traffic. Then suddenly you're going to see a drop in sales potentially coming to Macy's in that location. And if you can aggregate that data with AI and all of that stuff, then you can kind of get an idea of where maybe the revenue of a company could go. So I was selling that type of information to large funds, and then we decided to build something that does or has a similar approach, but actually for retail investors. So what we do right now is we try to simplify complex data sets. We started with the options data, and the reason is very simple. Over the past 4 years, we've seen a very growth and increase in option transaction. And actually in 2021, the options volume was higher on one single day than the stock volume. So even if you only trade stocks, you need to understand the market mechanics behind the options data that can also have an effect on your stocks that you're trading. So on your Tesla stock, if you know exactly what the option flow is doing, then you can also capitalize on kind of like the trade that you did today, for example. So what we did is we created a tool, and now we have an app that can simplify that data, and we created actionable models that look at specific things, and they would tell you, for example, they would plot the levels on the chart. They would give you like some swing models, swing trading levels, our option screeners. We do the same on futures, momentum model, and all of that stuff. So everything might sound complicated, but in reality, it can be really simplified by looking at levels plotted on a chart and by looking at the reaction zones that the option market can bring. So essentially, you want to understand what it does, and then you can kind of put it into your application to potentially benefit from that. And then going back there, we also develop integrations, so we can now integrate with your trading platform. So we started with TradingView, but we are now live on about 8 different platforms, from Ninja to Quant Tower to Atas, Bookmap, Sierra Chart, Thinkorswim, MetaTrader. So if you have one of those platforms, we can connect to that platform and provide you the same level of data that we're going to show you today on TradingView on those platforms.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you had integration with TOS.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people here that probably have no idea what we're looking at, and I know that your platform does a kind of a walkthrough process explaining all this.
Absolutely. So if you guys create a free account, and you can go on mentorq.com/free, we have free academy available for you guys. So we have about 400 plus lessons. Our free courses are about 12 courses that will show you basically like how to use gamma levels, how to use swing levels, how to set up our models, how to use it on crypto and forex, how to trade with MentorQ. So we show you that we have a lot of videos, but we also have a lot of like written tutorials. So if you go under our guides right here, you can actually learn a lot of stuff from here. So simply by coming and looking at the different section, we have our knowledge base. If you're interested in options data and all of that stuff, case studies, strategies, bullish, bearish, neutral. So it's a lot of documentation that you guys can access for free. And then we have for every model that we have like a tutorial step by step. So education is very important, because obviously it's a lot of like things that people might not have heard before. So we want to support you guys in the best way possible.
Yeah, the fact that it's free is very helpful for onboarding. And maybe explain to people what they get with a subscription to some of your products.
Yeah, so if you go, so for free, obviously you get access to our daily newsletter. We publish that every day, so every morning. So you can simply come here, click on free, and create an account, and then you get access to our academy. You get access our free academy, our guides, and you also get access to one of the free screeners. So if you want to look at our platform, you can also access that. And then if you then want to try it out and join our premium version, so we have our premium version that will give you access to all the data and all the models that I'm going to show you later also in the platform. And then we also introduce our pro version, which is more like for those who are willing to go the extra mile and need tutoring. You can access our traders, and you'll be able to kind of like have a supporting tutor that will guide you through your trading journey. So obviously leveraging the time of traders with 20 plus years experience. Yeah.
Okay. One of the viewers asks, does this work on the Canadian or international stocks, or is it just US?
So right now we do have only US, but we do, for example, have a way to convert the levels that you take on a US company, for example, on an alternative asset. So for example, I'll give you an example. We have users that are trading the DAX by using the SPX levels. So they would simply come in the indicator and they would convert basically the data that we provide on SPX to the DAX.
Okay.
Simply right there.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And then you can have it right there.
Yeah, I love the fact how it integrates with TradingView, and it's pretty easy to load up new ticker. You have to do it every day, but it's pretty easy. You just put in a bunch of tickers, copy, paste it into TradingView, and you're good to go for the day.
Yeah, exactly. And soon we're going to have the levels auto updating on TradingView. So
really?
Yeah, very soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, that'll be cool. How many tickers would that support at one time?
All of them.
Yes, Fabio. Yes.
So you see here, like, for example, this is like the SPX level on DAX. You know, we could have the SPX level on NVIDIA. Like, for example, NVIDIA today, we had a really good example where we had our gamma levels, but we also had our QQQ blind spots levels, which is another type of data that we provide by looking at the option market. And there's documentation on that, but look at how kind of like precise, kind of like the bounce to the upside is at the open, the bounce to the downside, and now we're basically stuck in this area right here.
Yeah, I haven't jumped into the blind spot stuff yet, but I know a couple people have. Could you maybe explain that a little bit?
Sure. So think about, and let's go back to the history. So think about before we had, so gamma levels are leveraging options data, right? So the power of options data on the asset that obviously you trade. But it could be that there are some assets that do not have options data. And the clear example is the Dow future. So everybody's trading the Dow futures, but there's no options data. And the reason is, I think, is related to the fact that the price is quite high. So it's 45,000. So in order to have like option with that strike, it would be very expensive for investors to have options on this asset. So what if you wanted to leverage gamma levels on YM, because that's your future that you're trading? Then suddenly you could potentially convert levels coming from a very correlated asset. So in this case, let's use the example of SPX. So you could say, okay, so every time there's an important level coming from SPX on YM, I want to know, because as you can see, like the core resistance of SPX became a strong reaction on YM. And the reason is asset correlation. So whenever an asset has a movement or a retracement, a similar asset would obviously experience the same thing. So the same would happen with QQQ and NVIDIA, or with NQ and NVIDIA, right? So whenever NVIDIA has a very strong move, then that will affect the NQ very strongly, right? So in order to capture all of that, you would need to have maybe hundreds of charts open every day, because you not only want to monitor NVIDIA, but you want to monitor Tesla, you want to monitor maybe Apple and Amazon and all the Mag 7, but you also might want to monitor a lot of other companies. So we use asset correlation, and we created these new levels and use this new algorithm called blind spots. So essentially, we are doing all the calculation for you, and we are basically looking at gamma levels from assets that are highly correlated with what you're trading.
I muted Discord,
and then
sorry.
we basically plot it onto your chart. So this would be, in this case, the blind spots level of QQQ plotted on NVIDIA.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, that's still above my pay grade, but I think it's pretty interesting that they correlate like that.
And I think the way you want to use it is really as confirmation. So for example, if you see an area that has maybe like a strong gamma levels that was also rejected right there, and you also see like a blind spot level there, then it could become like an important area where you can kind of look at correlation. And then obviously when you have maybe no levels right there, you might want to look for other kind of like data point that can give you an idea. Okay, so I was able to get on a trade and now I'm rolling it, but what's my target? Where should I stop? And what could be an area that would make a difference? And obviously knowing that you're approaching a very important area where there's a lot of like activity at the option market of correlated asset can give you an idea of like, oh, maybe that like this is like a good time for me to maybe get out or maybe to actually reverse my trade or whatever that might be.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it sets up almost like a range, like a liquidity range.
Yeah.
Is there any plans for real-time data?
So right now, actually, we introduced our intraday data. Yes, absolutely. So we now have intraday gamma levels, and I'm gonna go through the different snapshot that we have. So if you come back on our guides, I'm gonna show you what we have. And so now we do intraday gamma levels on stocks, ETFs, indices, and stock ETF and indices, not on futures yet, but I can show you how you can convert that to the futures if you want to. Yeah. So here we have different snapshots. So it's not real time, and there's a couple of reasons why it's not real time. First is like if you had real time gamma levels changing, most likely you're going to get false signals because you're not a hedge fund, you're not a quantitative fund. You don't have the power, if you're just looking at the screen, to understand how that could impact your basically trading. So we decided to do basically snapshot and calculate a snapshot because we are looking at moments in the day where there's a lot of liquidity. So we are capturing the pre-market with the updated open interest at 7:45. We're also capturing the opening price, so very important. You know, Nvidia reports earning after the bell at 9:35, 9:30. There's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of repositioning from the market. Then we're going to capture some morning snapshot at 10:30, 12:15, and then obviously we're going to capture our 2:45 and 3:30. And the 3:30 is very, very important because as you're leading towards the end of the market, especially when there's an event like an earnings report, want to understand basically what is the market doing. Are they buying or selling options? Are they repositioning towards like a bullish way or like bearish side? What is the volume doing? Like, so you want to look for that. So we have like this snapshot right here, and then we're going to show you intraday stuff like how things are changing and so on. Then going back to how you can get the data, we can go on our bot right here, and we want to look at Tesla. Let's use your example. And then we have our intraday command right here. So the first thing we want to look for is, this is one of our charts, and it's a very, very simple chart. Green is positive gamma or bullish positioning, and red is bearish positioning. So here you have our 10:45 snapshot, and you see obviously all those kind of like strikes that are getting more like positive gamma. You can also go back in time, and you can also go back to the previous one, and you can also go back to the previous day. And then we have our volume data. So what is so you see there's a lot of like positive volume on Tesla, especially very, very strong like areas right here. And then again, you can go back to the previous snapshot. But also we want to look for changing gamma compared to the end of the day. So, okay, we are opening up, and we are at the open, and we are at 9:45 right here. There's been a lot of like positive or bullish or positive gamma repositioning at these strike levels. So look at the 400 level, right? So it's not, so this is like a very, very big move right there. And then you also want to look for the change in positioning compared to the previous snapshot. So let's say that you are on a trade in Tesla, and suddenly you start seeing a lot of like negative positioning going in, maybe like market is shifting, and you want to know that. So all of this sounds really complicated. So what we've done is we introduce our liquidity summary that will basically tell you in very, very simple words and simple phrases everything that is changing for that company. So you guys can really understand, okay, like the gamma has increased. We see a lot of volume on the call side. these are the top strikes, and these are the levels, how the levels are changing, and what are the top positive changes and what are the top negative changes. So very, very easy and simple.
Very cool.
And then you can get the intraday levels. So if you want to get this onto the chart, let's open up another chart and we look at our Tesla here. Let me remove this. So here, side by side, you have the end of day levels, which are the ones colored in here. And then you have so these are your intraday levels. These are your end of day. And then, of course, intraday, we also recalculating our 1-day max and our 1-day min. Of course, yesterday it worked perfectly today.
Yeah,
like
that's right there where your cursor was. That's when I went long, and I didn't look at your Menther Q levels until later. And then I pulled it up. I'm like, son of a gun. I literally bought hard resistance.
Yes.
And then I sold. So, I mean, it saved me some. So, yeah, it made sense. Do these give you kind of any prediction on like max pain and how it'll how a stock will act towards the end of the week or a day for that matter?
Yeah, so with the end of the week, we can go back to our Tesla and our dashboard, and we have something similar to gamma levels, but they're called swing levels. So similar to what we do with our 1-day max and 1-day minimum, we do that at the 5 days and 20 days. So in this case, with Tesla, let's go here. So your 5-day swing level lower side is 330, and your upper side is 385, right? We also, so what the model, this is actually a very cool model that we released a couple of months ago, 4 months ago. So what this does is not only giving you a volatility similar to what you see here. So you have your volatility ranges with your 1-day max, 1-day minimum. So you know exactly how much you could potentially lose and how much you can potentially win. We're also giving you a direction, so a bias. So in this case, you see green, it's a bullish bias whenever you see a lower band. If you see, for example, let's go to AMD. I think it was on a bearish side the other day. Nice, turn bullish, but it was bearish until a couple of days ago. But anyways, if you guys have any stock that's been doing badly, let me know. But basically, if you go back on our Tesla, we also give you the back test, right? So right here, you see that we have 37 days. So we go back about 2 months of history on any given charts. And the success rate is 94.59% over 37 days. What does that mean? That if we look back in time, the 5 days level that you would have received at this day was respected on 94% of the cases. So the way we calculate success is if you look at this number, the lower band of 330, in 5 days from now, is the price of Tesla going to be above 330.7 or below 330.7? If it's above 330.7, for us, is success. And if it's below, it's not a success. So it's obviously the model failed. But as you can see, basically right here, these are the historical levels that you would have received 5 days before.
Wow.
And obviously the model was kind of holding on 94% of the days.
Yeah. Wow.
So the way you trade this
surprise.
could be obviously for your swing trades for the end of the week. You could trade this by selling spreads. So in
Yeah.
this, selling put spreads. And you could do that in many different cases. So if we go to like our NVIDIA, for example, we have a similar case. So the model really works really well. And here you have 100% success rate. So it doesn't mean that obviously the way you should use this is not like if it's green, I go long, and if it's red, I go short, because you still need to manage the volatility. So this is the band or the lower price that the model should forecast for the next 5 days, but you also want to manage your risk management. So
Sure.
it's not really just go long or go short is really manage your risk and look at the different volatility bands. But here we also prove the kind of like success rate over the past week. And also within the app, you can also go back in time. So if you want to go back and see the data like a month ago, you can just go back and you get the data for the past.
Can it compile data for its win rate on a longer term than 30 days or whatever it was? Can it go a quarter or 90 days?
So we have history until July. So in this case,
Okay.
We show basically like the 38 days or 40 days just because the picture doesn't allow us to
Gotcha.
play more. But like, for example, in this case, we are going to November 18 and we are going back 40 days from November 18. So you guys can see kind of like there's full transparency there on how, and then what you can do is you can then get those swing levels on your chart too. So we have our swing levels right there. And then we can go on our NVIDIA chart. And now we have our sorry.
Yeah, that's really cool. And after you're done with NVIDIA, the guys were asking if you could pull up MSTR, because that's been kind of crazy mover recently.
So let's see here. So here we have our kind of like NVIDIA swing levels for the week. And we provide you with the last 5 days of levels, because the levels that you would have got like 3-4 days, 5 days ago will still be valid for today. So you have the date. So you have the risk trigger for 11 lower band. Yeah, so from
November.
I think I'm in November. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
November 12th. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I need to change the date. All right, let's go back here.
Oh, so you're just grabbing the TradingView command right off the website.
Yeah. And then you can use it in the same indicator.
Oh, that's sweet.
So here we have now our, so risk trigger. So now we are in a very strong kind of like resistance area. So as you can see, like we have a risk trigger from 1202 and 1129. As you can see, it's acting like it's a very strong resistance. And then we have our swing levels right there. Yeah.
Very neat. Could you pull up MSTR?
Sure.
Let's look at that.
Again, very simple. All right, so as you can see, we can open our net gamma exposure chart. You see there's a very strong clustering of positive gamma, so a lot of like positive positioning towards the strike prices. I think we are aiming at, is it 400 or 500? You can also see right here, and then if you look at the swing model, again, this is like the lower level and the upper band, so the risk trigger.
Wow. Okay. Pretty neat. Is that going to be all automated as well in the future?
Yeah. So this is already automated via API. So if you guys use any of these applications, so the only thing, TradingView has some limitations, so we can't really connect the API. So we are looking at a different solution. But if you use NinjaTrader or Quantower or Atas or Bookmap, you'll be connecting via API.
Yeah, a lot of I would say the majority of the people here use Thinkorswim.
Yeah, so Thinkorswim unfortunately has a lot of limitations. So there is a version of the indicator, but it's still kind of manual because they don't have like a connection. So we can't really connect to them, unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
But we do have an indicator here that you guys can use, and and it does plot the level onto the chart. The other thing that we do have, so if you guys are into the crypto side, we also have the Bitcoin ETF. So for example, I can show you very quickly how you can get obviously the same level. There's less history. The option started like a week and a half ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we're still building out the history. So pay attention to that. But basically, like I could actually go and look at my gamma levels on IBNT, and I could quickly convert it from IBNT to Bitcoin. And then simply come into Bitcoin here.
You might just about blow my mind here if you start showing me that the option market controls Bitcoin.
I would say not yet, but there's been a big increase in the option market for sure on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like for example, we also have our futures. So we have, I believe, let's see if we have it, MBT. Let me just pull it up. It's on the bot on Discord. Let me see. 1 sec. So we do have the futures as well. So let me give you the level. Let's get the levels on the futures. Just 1 second.
And just reminder to my peeps, there's a free version that you need to be taking advantage of. It gives you that education, kind of lets you know liquidity levels is so important, especially in these large caps.
Yeah. So here what we are doing is we are using the Bitcoin levels and then plotting them onto, so Bitcoin futures levels and plotting them into the actual Bitcoin. And let's take this out. Let's take this. Now let's see.
Look at that.
So here you have your Bitcoin.
That's pretty cool. You can it's that 1 day max. It used that level and played around it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I find that whatever asset it is, when it gets outside of the 1 day max or 1 day min, it tends to run. Can you explain to the crew here what is going on that makes it do that?
Yeah, so I think if you guys, let's go back to our academy. So I think a good place to start, and I can send you the link. It's if you go on the free academy, so just join for free, and you go under gamma levels. So we have a course dedicated to this topic, right? And this is also the reason why we develop these models, because here we show you, again, this is all free, how to trade the core resistance, how to trade the put support, how to trade the 1 day max, how to trade the evo levels. So it's about 6-7 hours of video lessons that are available to you. But the key important part is really to understand how the market makers world works whenever you are hitting those important levels. So if you guys remember going back to the GameStop example about 3-4 years ago, right? So we were talking about gamma squeeze, and we saw like the price of GameStop like skyrocketing. So let's just pull it up. Right. So what happened in that case, right? So what happened there, and why did that happen? So everybody was buying call options, right? And they were buying at the money or in the money call options, right? So here we have here, but we're going back to this date. So suddenly a stock that did not have a lot of value starts seeing an increase in options activity, right? That has never happened before, because look at the price of GameStop, and then suddenly we saw the jump. So whenever you are buying a call option or a put option. On the other side, you have a market maker that most likely is going to offer you the price. So it's going to be very unlikely that on the other side, I have a call option and you want to buy my call option. It's very unlikely because there's so many strike prices, there's so many expiration. So whenever that happens, on the other side, somebody's taking a risk and somebody is hedging that risk. So whenever you are long a call option, in order for a market maker to hedge a call option, they need to buy a certain amount of underlying based on the delta of those options to be able to stay covered and not lose money. So what happened right here is that everybody was just buying and buying and buying call options without selling. So the price was going higher, but everybody were holding their call option and actually buying more and more and more. So the delta of those options that maybe was out of the money before, as the price goes up and up and up, start becoming higher. So the market maker has to buy more underlying to be able to stay covered. So what happens, it triggered like a strong gamma squeeze that you saw in this kind of like event. And then obviously all the people that thought that this could go to the moon obviously bought all the way here, and obviously the price kind of dropped all the way down right there. But basically that was triggered by an increased option activity. So whenever you see those kind of like big moves, it can be also caused by the option market. So obviously knowing what the option market does, so knowing what are the killers, if we go back at Tesla, knowing that this 360 level could be a big inflection point is going to be important for you. But it could also become a very big resistance point because maybe a lot of people will be monetizing those options, and then suddenly you will see an opposite reaction.
Yeah, so the market maker, when it gets outside of, like with GameStop, they have to just keep hedging and hedging and hedging and hedging, and just like a snowball effect of.
Yeah, and this is why like we developed this tool, because looking at option data is very, very important because the volume has increased so much that if you are trading any asset and you don't know the option market, then you are basically missing like a piece of the puzzle. Like you can't really see the full picture. So that's why we're trying to give you guys access to this kind of intel.
Very beneficial. How do you know when they stop? Well, the gamma squeeze with GameStop, when they turned the buy button off for everybody, that's when it stopped. That's the only reason why it stopped. When you weren't allowed to buy it anymore.
It also stopped because a lot of people bought call option with a very high implied volatility, and suddenly, even if the price was going up, they were losing money because the volatility squeeze. So people don't. So a lot of like people that trade option, they think that just because the price goes up, that the price of the option will go up, but it's not actually true, because one of the most important variables in the options pricing is volatility. So if you're buying an option where the volatility is at the highest, most likely you're going to lose money because there's going to be volatility is like a rubber band. So it's going to come back to the mean eventually. So a lot of traders that bought like call option at the top here, they lost money because of the volatility squeeze.
Yeah.
So
that was a heck of a time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that's setting up that could be quite like that. I don't know.
I mean, I think it was, I don't know if you guys saw the movie on Netflix. It was quite a good explanation of what happened. It was just really crazy. It was crazy times. And I had actually a friend that was riding this like momentum and then suddenly lost everything because he didn't actually know how to play it out. And it was quite bad. And I was like trying to tell him like, hey, finance will catch up to you if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. The big boys always win. Oh, wow. Well, is there anything else that you want to show us? This is pretty cool. I love the web layout. I haven't messed with that at all.
So the web is really good because you can customize it, but we also maintain the bot because a lot of our users are used to come here. So you come here and you just type in ticker, And then you want to like get all the different models. If you want to get our swing models, you can come here and say like, I want my swing model right there. You can add or remove to your dashboard. So if you want to like customize your dashboard, you can. You can save your favorite ticker right there. And then obviously you can access our screeners. And then obviously once you have that, you can then go on to kind of like your trading view and basically look for kind of like the levels right there. So let's go into intraday. And now, of course, the important part is the intraday piece. So if you go all the way here, click on intraday, and now, like, I mean, I love to see like this explanation. I think for users that are not super familiar with every term of the option market, this can give you like a very quick summary of like, okay, what are the levels that I should be paying attention to? And like gamma flip, like we're flipping from positive to negative gamma. Like, okay, I need to really be alerted. And what are the strikes that are affecting that?
Right. One of my peeps said, could you pull up Intel? It's at the 1 day minimum right now. And just wanted to take a look at what are the odds of it getting outside of those levels and going?
Yeah. So let's go. So in this case, for example, you see the swing level right there, 2043. And then let's go and get the levels, put them on the chart. Good, yeah, good call. Yes.
Yes. Man, that it's crazy how those. Yeah, I know they're static levels right now, but how accurate they are throughout the day.
But you can also then, let's go back to, so let's actually, this is a good demonstration. So let's go into Intel. So let's see, for example, on our intraday summary, let's go at our JAX difference from the end of the day. So again, this is our 12:30 snapshot.
How often does that update?
So this updates about 6-7 times a day. So right now, let me go back here. I'll show you guys the timestamp. So if you go under our guides, everything is available here. So it updates at this timestamp, 7:45 at the open, 10:30, 12:15. So right now we have a couple of snapshots. So here we see, for example, if we go back at the open, that at the open we had some kind of positive positioning right here. So we had like, compared to the previous day, we had some sort of positive positioning at the open. But then if you look at the next snapshot, you see a lot of like negative kind of gamma right there. So obviously you see the price kind of moving, and then obviously you can also go back here and you can also get the intraday levels for Intel. These are recalculated at the open. You can go back here, plot them here, and now maybe I think the 1 day minimum might be different. Okay, so the 1 day minimum is actually higher right there.
Oh, wow.
For example, I think very important is to look where, so look at the changes. So the put support went from 21.99 to now 19. So there's been a lot of roll down of those puts that are now at this level right there. So we can always come back right here and we can look at our net JAX all expiration right there. And now we see basically the chart right there, and we can always compare it to our net JAX of the previous day. So look at the difference where we had our put support at 22, and now we have our put support all the way right here at 20.
Wow.
At 1 year. So obviously, like, there's been a lot of negative position at the opening that rolled down from 22 to 20.
Very
And then
cool.
also, like, we are also at the swing level. So if you also want to say, okay, like, let me see at the swing side. So now we can go here. And then you also now have kind of like your swing levels right there. I can give you also support.
Oh, that's the 5-day spread or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you have this area right here that you obviously could monitor. And then you also have like kind of like this clustering right here. Then you have this kind of like area right here. So this could be kind of like your
That's kind of nuts. That seems like cheat codes. It really does, especially that move from 22 to 21.
Yeah, this is, yeah, and also like always look for the high vol level. So always look if you are below or above, because the high vol level is the shift from positive to negative gamma kind of, and also knowing how this level changes intraday. So looking at the intraday levels, if like we see a shift there, that's when it could also mean a lot of more volatility could happen.
Okay. Wow. Very neat. I love it. I love it. Like I said, I'm like touching the tip of the iceberg with this stuff still. I've just gotten my account back to where I really want it to be so I can be dipping my toes into other branches of my trading. And this is one that has always fascinated me with the liquidity levels, and because this is what moves the market. And you just, like you said, you need to understand this stuff. And it is kind of crazy how those levels are respected. Anything else you want to show us?
No, I think this is it. Just to give you some highlights, we're gonna release very soon some new courses within the academy, and one of them I think we're gonna release next week is gonna be from zero to trader. So we have one of our users that has never really traded. We did I think it was 9-hour session with him to bring him from the level of zero to teaching you how to use that data to becoming kind of like a trader. And I think next week we're going to do a live session with him to see how he perform after these kind of like 9 hours with us.
Jeez, you spent 9 hours with one person to
Yeah, we did a recording. Yeah, it was fun.
Dang, did you record it?
Yeah, it was a recording. Yeah, so like the course will come out I think sometimes next week.
Oh, the recording's out next week?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be sick. I'll watch every bit of that. We like to watch a lot of educational stuff on the stream. So can we stream? It'll be on YouTube or something?
It will be within the academy, so not on YouTube per se. Maybe we'll put some. I think we're gonna do like a teaser video and then a short version, like obviously like a smaller version. But yeah, for sure.
Okay, so it'll be on the website. That's fine. We'll watch it there. Well, my chat !Menthor will bring up the links to the annual or the monthly membership. There's 20% off if you could just click that link. And Fabio, I appreciate you coming in, man. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah, and more things are gonna come in the next few months. So yeah, this is just the beginning of like a lot of other tools that we're gonna release through the app. New models. We're gonna have a new trader dashboard coming. So you're gonna be, you're gonna open up NVIDIA. You're gonna immediately understand, okay, it's gonna be a bullish day, a bearish day, like a ranging day, and all of that stuff. So we're gonna combine a lot of information and give you like some really cool insights for sure.
Awesome. And when did you say you think the automated process will be updated?
So if everything works, towards probably not the end of December, but towards the beginning of January, hopefully.
Sweet.
we are testing out, and I think it should work, but
Never
we
know,
are, we
right?
are what's available with the platform. So
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, my man. And I look forward to the next time we should talk. It's probably been, what, 4 or 5 months, and
yeah, I
so
think
much
so.
has developed since the last time we talked. It's awesome.
Absolutely. And yeah, if you have any question, if your group has any question, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Will do. Well, again, thank you so much. See you in a
Thank you.
couple more months.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye bye.
Bye. Holy moly. They added so much since the last time. Now I feel like I know even less about the stock market. Freaking A. I tell you, boys and girls, I don't pimp you shit. The tools I sponsor or I support are good tools. Now, anything else that's not fintech, I'm probably selling out on. Let's be clear about that, right? When the pussy liquor shows up and they offered me 5 bands, hey, I'm the number one pussy liquor hero, right? But when it comes to fintech, financial tech, I don't dick around with that because that's people's money. Yeah, Zinni, this thing right here. This guy right here. Speaking of, I don't have any Christmas presents from you all yet. The tree is bare. And Grandma's Peach's panties don't count. An integrated trade journal? Probably not, because they don't have an API to your trading platform. So you'd have to do it manually. What is an example of fintech you would sell right now? Benzinga or Trade Exchange, TradingView? I put that under the fintech category. MentorQ. Send you gifts with fat stacks. do you use Trade Exchange or Benzinga mainly, or 50? Both, 100%. So I have Benzinga. I don't have enough screens to use all the tools I have. So Benzinga, I just use, well, I take this back. I have, wait, what is this crap? Get out of here. I have Benzinga Audio, obviously. Both squawks, Chuck and Beta Chuck. Stop it. The hell? Okay. Chuck and Beta Chuck. And then I pop out their news bulletin for the pre-market time, because you know the news hits at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And if I can catch one of those tickers, what happens with the news is it will just flush across the print. What do I mean by that? So on like this right here, oh, I can turn this on back on now. Where is it? Oh, all right. So this is the pop out news feed at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30. This just is like all the headlines hit at once. So I'm like staring at this, trying to see if I can catch one of these before the squawks call it out. So I'm trying to get in even earlier than, you know, what gets posted elsewhere. Natty, let's go 20 months. So I have that popped out. So I use their squawk and that. And then with Trade Exchange, I hadn't used their squawk in forever until the other day. I just wanted to try it out. And it was faster than Beta Chuck on a couple calls. And they probably don't call out things during the day as much as Benzinga, but it was great. So now I have it on all the time. It used to be that the Chuck and Trade Exchange would almost talk at the same time, so it was kind of getting just too much for me. But that's not the case anymore. What I use Trade Exchange for is the squawk, and then this guy right here, putting out the news headlines that are important, and that can move stocks. So that's how I use them, and they're tools I will use forever. Who was faster than Chuck? I mean, Trade Exchange the other day was faster than Beta Chuck. I mean, you got to remember, these guys, they're people. So, you know, they might be distracted at one point or going to the bathroom. So to have as many news sources that are fast is a bonus to you, because one might miss one another time. I always say, if you're interested in these tools, you have the funds to do it, and it fits your trading style. This is like breaking news stuff, right? If you trade breaking news, you need to have tools like this if you can't afford Bloomberg Terminal. And try it out for a month whenever they give us special promo. Like Black Friday deals are still going on right now with both of those, Trade Exchange and Benzinga. Exclamation point, Black Friday to bring that up. And try the monthly thing or whatever. If it can make you money or break even on that month that you tried it, roll it into the next month. And if it doesn't make you money, then it might not be for you, and just you're out, you know, $50, $25, whatever it is. Pretty much ignore the new stuff unless I hear it when you have it unmuted. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. You don't have to have news to trade, right? If trading the breaking news isn't your thing and you just need to know, a stock shoots up, why? Like when we played PFE, you can hear it from me of why, and then you can be like, okay, well, I'll play the candle over candles or whatever setup it gives you, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, very, very, geez, $16. I knew this one was going to go stupid. y'all been trading this? I thought I muted Discord, but apparently I'm not even in there. Oh, there we go. What the hell is that? Bowling shoe market. One man in the mountain. Oh my gosh, for crying out loud. It's just simply all. What's the max move on Amazon? I'll pull it up. I'm gonna re-enter Bitcoin here. Why is this? Why is the candlesticks missing on Beto? Anyway, back to Amazon. Let me finish what I was doing here. So 1 day max is 223 on Amazon. Look at how it just bounces around these two levels. I mean, that's yesterday, but still. It really is nuts. And what I was talking about with Tesla today, if I would have pulled up these levels, you can see the 1 day max. It's the same as the GEX4 here. This is when I went long. If I would have pulled this up and seen I was buying the 1 day max, I would not have taken this trade. This is the kind of stuff that is very helpful. Because I was thinking, okay, Tesla, 400 possible. Maybe tomorrow, but today getting there over this, it going any higher is going to be quite the feat. I haven't traded much. Well, I went down to like 4,600, so we're back over 5,100. Forest ripping, nice. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. IWM. All right, IWM. Put support 1 day. So this would be a pretty hard level. Now, I don't have the intraday levels up that he was showing. I didn't even know that was a thing until he talked about it today. So that's something that I would probably need to add to this. But just look at this. I mean, golly. It respects these levels so much. Intel was the one that was interesting because you're getting close to that 1 day minimum. And if you break through it, you're going to get a run as the market participants have to adjust. Oh, I don't have it on here. Let me add it. All right, there they are. So we're going to retest this level, this 21. pretty big level. Did eTurd just like decide to get rid of data for the past 20 minutes? What's going on here? Just thoughts on Chewy. Well, I can't see any of the data, so there's that. Freaking eTurd. Daily looks fine, just kind of grinding up in a channel support resistance. Your eTurd as well. But back to Bitcoin. See what this 5 minute does. Know that it's maxed out. See if it'll come down anymore. It's trying to consolidate, it looks like. It's a pretty big level right here. It's 1014. What was the play I made in NVIDIA? I just went long on it, and it was the absolute wrong time. Not NVIDIA, Tesla. So right here, I went long on Tesla right here because I thought we were going to like 380, whatever. Had I pulled up the Mentor Q levels, the liquidity levels, and seen that the 1 day max was here, 1 day max and 1 day min, I think he said last time he was on, 90% of the time, price action stays within the 1 day max and the 1 day min levels. 90% of the time or something like that. It's a crazy percentage. So knowing that, if I pulled this up and saw, hey, I'm going to bump. So usually this would be a great place to short, and this would be a great place to long, right? If I didn't pull up the levels before I went long, and I bought right into massive resistance. I'm not missing it. It's just, there's no way I can buy into this right now. I mean, geez, what do you want me to do? Oh, wrong screen. Damn it. Sorry. Like I was saying. Right here, that orange line is the 1 day minimum or 1 day max. I bought right into it. 90% of the time, price action stays. It's like 80 or 90. I think it's 85 or 90%. Something high stays between the 1 day minimum level and the 1 day max level 90% of the time. When it gets outside of that, it tends to move pretty good. So I bought a massive resistance level. The cooler, I know, shocker, right? I wonder what Uber, Lyft look like today. Let me pull those up. Because those had some news that could get, like, news can get you outside of these ranges. And I bet you they're getting beat up pretty good. All right, let's pull up Uber. So there's a great example, right? Got outside of the 1 day min and ran. Lyft. Same idea. I mean, just crushed through it. Now you're down here at the put support. So this level intel is going to be very telling. Close to buying a massive breakout. Usually to break those levels, you have to consolidate at them for a while. Unless there's news like with Uber and Lyft. They don't typically just break through them that easily. What's the study called? What is it called? It's this one, whatever. I forget how to find this stuff. You can't get it unless you have an account. It's one of the ones that are locked. What is this thing called? Menther Q Levels Premium. But again, you have access to some of that stuff with the free version. Check it out. You guys hear the new Bitcoin anthem? Looney sent it to me today.
Woke up, check the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you when Biddy hit 100 racks? We kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. Woke up, check the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you when Biddy hit 100 racks? We kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. 100 racks, 100 bands, 100 million sats. Hold it in my hands. Yeah, they used to laugh at us, now they wanna dance. They never bought any before, but now they want a chance. TV news reports, going to the moon. A year ago, that very station told you it was doomed. I was telling everyone about it, they never heard me though. Now I'm checking my folio, getting vertigo. Woke up, checked the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you when Biddy hit 100 racks? We kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. Woke up, checked the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you when Biddy hit 100 racks? We kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. Shout out Gary G. Wow. Senator Warren, the biggest clown show on earth. They kept the circus going. Those ETFs received the checks and kept the surplus flowing. They tried their best to FUD, but nothing stopped the chart from blowing. Shout out Larry Fink and all the Wall Street chads. The people that were laughing at us about to buy a bag.
Say stock jock.
2018, I said I'd never sell. Now they're bidding 6-figure biddy. Maybe I will. Woke up, checked the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you
Go
when
up.
Biddy hit 100 racks?
Yeah.
Kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. Woke up, checked the chart, had a heart attack. Yeah, we climbed so far from where we started at. Tell me where were you when Biddy hit 100 racks? We kept the faith, ran the race, now we run it back. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me for all of these years.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling it a day. I gotta get some rest. This is ugly right here. 5K day again. See you tomorrow. Bright and early. Gonna raid Abby Lee. Peace out.